We catch the Zambian audience before they sleep. Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here early, guys, to catch the Zambian audience before they sleep. Change of program, talk like Sawangu. So we catch the Zambian audience. Sopotabalalala. How's everybody? Hi, Mary Muwowo. We'll be here early, guys. Hope everyone is doing fine. Yeah. How's everybody? Hi, Mary. Greetings, greetings. Hi, Mulishani. We shall just play some music as we share. Let me play music as I share. Yep. Mwaiseni. Tukalaisa wangu nomba so that we can catch the Zambian audience before they sleep. And we address the issues going on. How are you, Mary? Mulishani? Yeah. Yesterday we have the interview by MAKEBI'S Zulu. Last night we had the interview by MAKEBI'S Zulu telling us what's going on in South Africa. And so we are here to talk about that. We are here to talk about Bill 7 and voter registration. Yeah, so just share. We have the TikTok panel open. If you want to contribute, we'll have the panel open on TikTok. So I'll just play some music as we share. Greetings, everyone.
What if you were prepared for all those interview curveballs?
Greetings, everyone. How are you, Tuku? Good to see you. We are coming early from now on so we can capture the Zambian audience before they sleep. So greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm just sharing. We'll get started soon. I'm just sharing. Asungane Zambia we know.
Nami chitire chalo nitamutete ngaishi. Nali luilile kondo kwa kupoko utuwa. Ichime ibatitila mwikala patalala. Mwina patalalika. Mwikalete.
Okay, we are playing the demand to play the ECL song again. So yeah, yesterday we had a revelation from MAKEBI'S Zulu. So we sad developments yesterday. So we'll play dedication. Tamulegela we mwine mutule wefu Bengi watusha Ichichena chafinisha Twakulegela we mwine mutule wefu Mutule wefu Mutule wefu Twakulegela we mwine mutule wefu Mutule wefu Anakila kumushili Futia Chichena chakalipa Twamulegela we mwine Mutule wefu Chichena chafinisha Twamulegela we mwine Mutule wefu Mutule wefu Mutule wefu Twamulegela we mwine Mutule wefu Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Very sad state of affairs, what's happening in the country. Yeah. So sad state of affairs, guys. Yesterday we were here and we had MAKEBI come live and talk about what is happening in South Africa. Is very sad. We just pray for the Lungu family that whatever they are going through, God will see them through. God will protect the Lungu family. And we pray for the Zambian government that one day maybe Jesus will touch them and they shall move to proceed. And, they shall move and make a peaceful resolution to bury the former Republican president. So we are saddened, guys, not to the sad. We are sad, we are confused. We pray for the government of Zambia that they can seek a peaceful resolution so that ECL can be buried. Somebody is asking, pray for what? We are praying for a peaceful resolution to be found so that Walungu can be buried. This is what we are praying for. We have had a funeral in Nigeria. A former president died in Nigeria. We saw how the government in Nigeria acted swiftly, and that president was buried with the cooperation of the government and the family of the former Nigerian president. And he was buried within days according to his tradition, and the government worked with the government worked with the family of the late president. So they were a team, they worked together. Breaking news is the president or a former, who is Odinga? Odinga has died. Another Kenyan politician has passed away, and we have seen already the body is in Kenya, and the government tried to do something, but the judiciary ruled in favor of the family in Kenya. That is a breaking news right now. So in Kenya, the court, the judiciary there, they are working, they are following the law. They are not bending the law in Kenya to please the government. I'll just read the article. So why can't our Zambian government, our Zambian judiciary, why can't they be independent like we are seeing in Kenya? Why? Why does our judiciary have to be in partnership with the government? Why? So there is this article which is trending. Deceased family wishes come first, says Kenyan High Court. So Kenya's High Court declines to halt the burial of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, ruling it is in line with his wishes. The High Court of Kenya has declined to stop the burial of former Prime Minister Raila Omolo Odinga following a petition filed by Michael Onyango Etienne, a self-described senior member of the Luo family. Otenyo had moved to court under a certificate of urgency, challenging the 72-hour timeline set for the burial of the late opposition leader. He argued that the time frame was inconsistent with the Luo's community and cultural traditions and therefore unconstitutional. However, Justice Mwita ruled that the applicant had not demonstrated that the ongoing burial arrangements contradicted the wishes of the deceased. The judge stated that the court could not intervene at this stage and therefore declined to issue conservatory orders. Justice Mwita directed that the petition be saved on the state and the Leave Funeral Home scheduling the matter for directions on October 23. In his petition, Otinio seeks a declaration that the burial of the late Raila Odinga within 72 hours violates Article 44 of Kenyan Constitution, which protects the right to participate in a cultural life and practices of one's choice. He contends the arrangements to fail to consider Odinga's deep connection to the Luo culture tradition, particularly Teriyok, a mourning ritual regarded as essential for the burial of Luo men descent. The Rush burial denies Luo community across Africa an opportunity to give the late Right Honorable Ria Omolo Odinga a befitting send-off. The petitioner argued, describing Odinga as a man who revered his culture through the 8 years of life, both as a statesman and revered political icon. Otinio further claimed that the burial timeline undermines constitutional right of cultural expression and participation and guaranteed under Article 44(1) and 2, which ensures that every person and community has a freedom to practice and preserve their culture and linguistic heritage. So you see, this is where the battle that happened is going on in Kenya over the burial of Odinga, but the family wants to bury him within 72 hours, so the judges have not stopped the family wishes. So this is what we are saying, to say, even in Zambia, what is wrong with the government of Zambia to respect the wishes of the former Republican president. But instead we have Kabesha in charge, going there to frustrate the family of ECL. So it is a really sad development, what we heard yesterday. It is really sad. We are all upset. We are still processing everything. And on top of that, we then today, we heard rumors that MAKEBI'S life is at threat, you know. MAKEBI'S life is not safe. So, yeah, we are just here to stand with the Lungu family, and we condemn all kind of injustice that is being engineered against the Lungu family. We condemn any kind of evil, wicked plan, crookedness, wickedness, treachery, you know. We condemn it. And we pray that the Lungu family will stand strong and ensure that they give the former Republican president a befitting burial. So we just pray that the Zambian government can leave this family alone. We pray that the HH can just step aside and delegate, you know, the burial to maybe, you know, even the vice president to be the official to represent government at ECL's family, so that ECL family can bury the late president. So the whole thing about this Lungu burial, it is so sad, you know, how they sent a private investigator there and the South African police. And then when they asked, they called Patrick Kangwa, and Patrick Kangwa refused. He said he didn't know anything about that private investigator. And the Zambia and the South African police visiting the morgue there, the secretary to the cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, declined. He didn't know about that. So, which is embarrassing, you know. It's embarrassing. So the question is, if the cabinet does not know, if the secretary to the cabinet does not know whom actually went to the morgue, Nishi, who sent those people, you know, Who has the money to go and hire a private investigator in South Africa? Who has the money to go and hire a private investigator in South Africa? Who? Because the secretary to the cabinet has said he doesn't know anything. And then he refused to write the letter. So it means it is the government. Because if if Patrick Kangwa really was being honest and he did not know anything, he would have written to the Lungu family and say he did not know about the private investigator and the meeting that they're trying to have there at the meeting they tried to have there at the morgue, and to have a post-mortem without the family. So ba Patrick Kangwa balika na tabaishi be meeting area. They didn't know that he didn't know that the government had sent an investigator kuria kumochari. Elo ba bebe that lembeni can she put it in writing so that tushini nkishati actually government is not involved up to now. Ba Patrick Kangwa tabale mbaili enkalata. So which means government is involved. Ba Patrick barebe pobufi. This is my opinion, I can say it. Chirao la muisa kuria ba kuria kunani kuria ku South Africa kwali ba private investigator na bakapokola ati bale fokita post-mortem. So batumina bakangwa chiyota tufishibe. Okay, ngata mufishibe ati erote mwe batumine bali abantu ba government lembe ninkalata bali firo ku lembe ninkalata bakangwa. So in other words, bakangwa bale bepo mufi, and in other words government eya tuma abantu balia. Otherwise, which brings us to a point ya kwati nomba buteko bwashani ubu akwebati which ta operate no bufi. Ubu teko which ta operate no bufi. Crookedness, treachery, lies on propaganda. To the mubwafia, we are in trouble. We are in a big trouble. So from there, as if that is not enough, Mailona tuikala kwaisa fuma news ukwebati balefo kuibo mubiri. Another news ifumine nomba balefo ya nomba ko chitafye break in muria munani miri mochari muria balefo kuchita break in balefo kuyaibo mubiri nombo mubiri wabalungu mwe bantu bushe wakwata ma diamonds na ngwa kwatenshi fishe fyo wasendo mubiri mwe bantu bakwalesa echo balefo aisha sana okusendo mubiri wabalungu ineni impapa. This story, I don't know how this story will end. We need to pray as Zambians. We need to pray and pray hard. So after MAKEBI'S puishishe nani Canada press conference twebe file chitika. Ile nani filo kulala pano hakuna kulala otulo twalipwa mailo. So I was up 2 a.m. na pa online ndeta mbefi akumona na isa mona fe kulia ba postat yo balefa nombo kuyaibo mubiri kumochali kulia oko basunga balungu balefo kuyaibo mubiri mwe bantu bakwalesa baye bato befia ni bank robbery file bachitama bank robbery kuyahiba impia nomba balefo aya mochali robbery kuyaibo mubiri mwe bantu bakwalesa. Honestly. Welcome by Joseph's. So umubiri wabalungu fishe fyo wasenda Umubiri, we don't know. We are here to share what is on the internet. Area she reptana pa internet, pano we don't know if it's true or false. But area she reptana pa internet, ukwe bat nomba. Area she va poste in na limwene pali chair upon limwene. And I'll read you this message, anonymous message. Balembelati, alleged plan to steal ECL's remains. So, balefo kuya iwo mubiri. An agent message received this morning alleging disturbing wicked plan involving the mortal remains of Edgar Chagwalungu. Operative alliance to Chite have upgraded plans to seize the former president's body from Two Mountains mortuary facility. The message accuses of the group having been sent to study the Two Mountains mortuary building with a view to break in. And the names Chite as the alleged coordinator said to be operating behind the scene. The note warns that should the body be taken, those responsible intend to manipulate the corpse and then later announce a body found to serve a political narrative. The author of the note also says some forces are preparing criminal charges against MAKEBI'S Zulu, alleging criminal negligence, incitement against democratically elected government, and concealing the whereabouts of the mortal remains, apparently to discredit him, the family, and to slow or block Bishop Alex's involvement in mediation. Public reporting shows MAKEBI'S Zulu has been publicly warning government attempts to access the body, and the tensions between the family state remain unresolved. So, area shiri omwe bantu bakwalesa MAKEBI'S Zulu nabamukutandikira emirandu. This is katuishinga fyachine. But you know, we saw what happened kuri Ethel. So we couldn't say chachine. Because Ethel wafikire fya mu Zambia, bamwikata pa airport, bamupera nomulanda. So MAKEBI'S Zulu is in danger. MAKEBI'S Zulu nganinebo ulabeko nokuya ku Zambia. Don't go to Zambia, MAKEBI'S Zulu. If it were and there is no smoke without fire. Now repeat, the author of the inbox note says the same forces are preparing criminal charges against MAKEBI'S Zulu, alleging criminal negligence, incitement against democratically elected government, and concealing the whereabouts of the mortal remains. So at MAKEBI alifisa ukwabo mubiri wa balungu emland wakampera. Thank you. So MAKEBI alifisa omubiri oko wabo wa balungu. And apparently to discredit him and the family, and to slow or block Bishop Alex Banda's involvement in the mediation. Reports showing MAKEBI'S Zulu has been publicly warning government attempts to access the body, and tensions between the family and the state remain unresolved. So chali bakalipa. Fiafine MAKEBI'S Zulu esa mkweba abantu ifile chitika. Chali bashokota. Ero nomba mazambia ninabema. Baleti no kuti MAKEBI for president. Balefo MAKEBI emine for president. So na chene chonomba bamufwaikisha nemirandu. Ukwabati MAKEBI'S Zulu ngaisa kumufyante mirandu paka ike ngire namu jere aka wena disqualified ukwimina pa ballot. So dear MAKEBI'S Zulu, don't come to Zambia. You should only come to Zambia parapa nomination period mukushita nominate as kwimina pa ballot. Ewo wikengira na pa airport because inga waingira pa airport wakakuikata MAKEBI'S Zulu. Zambia is a landlocked country. So MAKEBI'S ulunga waisa mu Zambia ukasalefya okwa akuingirira not pama airport. Eyo tekweba no muntu achuleisa mu Zambia. We want MAKEBI'S Zulu on the ballot if he wishes. So now since now bomfati MAKEBI'S Zulu alefo kuba pa ballot inomba intel na isa leaked information ukweba the forces are preparing criminal charges against MAKEBI'S Zulu. Against criminal negligence. How can you charge someone for doing his job as a lawyer? Ninchito yakwe MAKEBI. Ale bombe nchito yakwe. Do you know lawyer nchito yama lawyers imwe? Talk to mule amboko chita charge yama lawyers for doing their job. You are being ridiculous now. MAKEBI'S Zulu you start cooking cases for MAKEBI'S Zulu. How can you cook a case for a lawyer for doing his job? He is there to execute the will of ECL and the will of the family. So how now can some unscrupulous people, crooked people, wicked people, take someone to court for doing his job? Can you be serious? What kind of nonsense is this? If these allegations are true and amount to an extraordinary abuse of power, if false, nevertheless, they are a sign of dangerously high-level mistrust between the family and the state. Either way, the inbox note urges immediate action, secure and widely share footage of a meeting with the TM mortuary management and a video of the suspicious activity in the days in question. That the sender says the best immediate defense for MAKEBI and the family and Bishop Banda. So, for clarity, this article republishes allegations contained in an anonymous inbox and does not assert these claims are verified fact. Independent confirmation of the specific plot described have not been provided with the message. Readers should treat these claims as serious allegations that deserve rapid, transparent investigation by credible authorities and independent media. So tuafumoko. Now we are here now, and we know that MAKEBI'S Zulu bala mukonka, because MAKEBI'S Zulu people has floating his name to say he can run for presidency, and the reason people are floating MAKEBI is because of his character. He has shown to be strong and he has stood the ground to protect the family. MAKEBI'S Zulu is not a Turiemo, and these are the kind of people we want in the 2026 government. Ninu, a slogan idiko. 2026, fiancé, ninu. And we need people like MAKEBI to be part of that government, people who will stand for the truth, people who will stand for justice. Now, before I open the platform and I will switch the topics, still on this, UPND, they are displaying a pattern we cannot ignore. They have politics of propaganda. Zambia, open your eyes. This pattern is too clear to ignore. I wrote this article. So Munkonki. So after yesterday to our Tambaba MAKEBI, then we got that inbox news so MAKEBI balefo kumukaka balefo kuibo mubili. Then I started thinking, between 2019 and 2021, Zambia went through hell. Markets were burnt to ashes, families were gassed in their homes, innocent lives were lost, while fear ruled the night. Back then, UPND was in opposition and every tragedy was blamed on PF. The story was always the same. PF did it. Even today, UPND, they blame PF for everything that is bad. UPND is in power. They control the police, the intelligence, and the investigative wings. So here is the big question. If PF truly burnt the markets and gassed innocent citizens, why hasn't PF arrested or prosecuted even one person on these issues? Muyi pushe. Inga kuchibakako muntu pakutukana fiensede. If by UPND or if by PF are the ones who gassed Zambians and killed people, why hasn't UPND arrested the gassers? If they can arrest someone for a simple thing like insele, if they can charge someone sedition, bino mpundu alikwate milandu wala ndilefi ati protect yourself, but wali mupere milandu mwamona. Now, since they follow the rule of law, why haven't they arrested people who killed people, those who gassed people, those who burnt markets? They arrested in Inchila Gwaudiyowali just in a scene of Kocha Motoka. Mamona. Motoka bao Cherefi, and somebody was 100 kilometers away from Pariopo bao Chere Motoka. Badi Mukaka. But UPND have failed to act. Oni, who gassed the Zambians, who burnt the markets. People are dragged to court for sedition, hate speech, defamation. Simply criticizing the government is a big deal. But real criminals, the one who terrorized the nation and killed people, they are walking free. This puzzle is taking shape. It is taking shape. We are seeing another tragic story, the death of the former president once again. And UPN's propaganda machine is in override. Suddenly, Lungu was poisoned. And they go on a manhunt in South Africa there to start a postmortem so they can find out Lungu was poisoned. Now, if they care about Lungu was poisoned, Lungu is not their person. Why didn't they go to the family? Kuriba Esther Lungu. Why didn't they go to Lungu's family to say, let us work together and conduct a postmortem? Why? But they have to go behind the back of the family to say per social media that Lungu was poisoned. So can we do a postmortem? This is the treachery, this is the pattern of UPND I want to expose to you today. Because these people, they came to government through propaganda and they will not stop. They are running the country on propaganda. And the death of ECL is really exposing and confirming everything we were suspecting. Yesterday, what happened yesterday was revelation that this government is a propaganda government. So ngamwale twishiko kwe bati ba UPND bali ba muchishinga. My law, a day when everything was exposed and laid bare. Irony is painful. The same party that's one thrived on rumors and accusation uses the same playbook to deflect, distract, and divide. They claim to seek justice, but their actions scream politics. They talk about the truth, but their record shows propaganda. They accuse others except themselves. When Zambians are hungry, they blame Niba PF. When the economy struggles, they blame external forces, need drought, ni shan. Umutengo wa fuel. It's a world economic recession. UPND, they have been in government for 5 years. Their term is over. They have not taken responsibility for their failures. When a tragedy strikes, they create a story. What did they say? The children were armed. In Mufumbwe, have they ever taken responsibility for anything? Load shedding, Cornelius Mwetwalandesh, the water moves slowly from Kareni Hills, the velocity of the water reduces by the time it... Are you serious? This is a government of propaganda. They cannot take responsibility. They have excuse per excuse. And yesterday was an eye-opener to you who are sleeping well, Lily. My fellow citizens, this is not leadership. This is propaganda turned into governance, and we must rebuke it. A dangerous cycle that keeps our nation trapped in division and suspicion. That is, the country has been running on division and suspicion to a fact that now they can go and embarrass the whole country, South Africa. They took their crookedness and treachery in South Africa to try and corrupt people at that mortuary. If that mortuary was in Zambia, they would have had their way. But thank God, the spirit of Lungu took Lungu to go and die in South Africa so that this government is exposed for what it is. Yesterday was a revelation. And anybody who refuses to see the truth for what it is, I will not even waste my time to even talk to you. Because yesterday, it was revealed that this is a government of propaganda who has now, because they have captured the whole Zambia, they are running Zambia under propaganda. Now, they are taking it Korea. Taking their propaganda to a foreign land. We deserve better. We need accountability and not accusation. We need to have a factual government, not a fictitious government. They take everything like a movie. Are we in a movie? We have to deal with facts. But this government has been running on fiction. Every day they're generating lies. That's why we need everything new. Zambia needs to reset. We need to reset Zambia. We need to clear the hard drive, purge it of Zambian politics, because it has been contaminated with propaganda. Remember, if you start something with lies, you won't go far, because it will be lies on lies on lies until you can't function with your lies and you crash. This is what's happening. And in Zambia, because they have captured the whole Zambia in their propaganda, the Zambian government now is thriving on propaganda and lies. They have created legalized crime. Crime has become legal. So it had to take longer to go and die in that South Africa, to expose Zambia to the whole world. And to even now, pants down. They have been caught pants down, and the whole world is seeing that Zambia, they have taken their propaganda, which they have subjected their people to another country. We need healing in Zambia, not headlines of politics and propaganda. We need truth, not tactics. Everyday scheming. Everyday scheming and scheming and planning trickery, wickedness and crookedness. Leadership is not lies. UPND government, change. We come to the Bill 7, is the same thing. Bill 7, I'm going to play an audio here, which SISHUWA had a phone interview and talked about the Bill 7 and the technical committee. And SISHUWA said, the law has been broken into how the constitution, the constitutional committee, that technical committee, the formation of that technical committee contravenes Article 92 of the laws of Zambia. Let me play. what SISHUWA said, if you haven't listened to it. So, fellow Zambians, this is a very serious thing which is happening in Zambia. They have abrogated the constitution, and the president is just doing anything that he wants. And people who surround him, they are not telling him. They are not telling him, they are going with the wrong things that are happening. Number two, ala pera kuisa. Tulea kuma elections, if into tafiri they want to change the document on which we are going to run the 2026 election. And the SISHUWA has told them, let me just play what SISHUWA said, instead of me repeating Efyalanti. And then we shall talk. I'm connecting my Bluetooth. Bill 7, Yishirefye. Bill 7 is a problem. Let me play what SISHUWA said, and then I'll open the panel.
The Constitution. Now, a number of stakeholders have reacted to this development, and this morning we would like to hear from historian Dr. SISHUWA. Dr. SISHUWA is a senior lecturer in the Department of History at Stellenbosch University in South Africa, and he joins us live from his best. Dr. SISHUWA, good morning and welcome to the Red Ball Breakfast.
Good morning, Peter. Thank you for having me, and good morning, listeners.
So the Technical Committee on drafting the next Republican Constitution has been sworn in. What's your immediate reaction to this?
Well, very surprised when they were sworn in, because they were sworn in at a time when the terms of reference were not known or not yet published. And even they themselves, didn't know their terms of reference at the time when they were being sworn in. So there were two aspects there. One was about the appointing authority, because why are you swearing in these people before you let them know the nature of their job, the duties and the responsibilities that were expected to uphold and for which they were taking the oath of office? The other one was about the people who were being sworn in themselves. How do you accept being sworn in for a job whose duties or responsibilities you don't know? So that for me was very problematic, Peter. The other aspect was the legality. See, there are question marks about the law that the president relied upon to constitute that committee. I think it was Article 92. But when you read Article 92, the closest provision there that you could cite, which they cited themselves, 92F, I think, and the J, it empowered the president to appoint people to perform what the Constitution says, special duties for the executive. Now, you can't say what they are doing is meant for the executive. Special duties are for those kind of tasks like what Neva's member, the former vice president, for example, are doing, or those people who are packed at cabinet office under the tag of special duties, which you don't even know, for example. What I would have expected when the president, for example, to rely on the Inquiries Act to constitute a committee. So I'm very surprised that he cited a provision that when a closer reading, that doesn't actually empower the president to constitute a committee. So by accepting to serve on a body created using powers not given to the president by law, you could even argue that all the committee members are participating in acts of lawlessness, because you look at Article 92 and you say, well, but the president is using it for the wrong reason, for a reason not provided, at least by law, in terms of the powers of his office. So it was a very strange ceremony that I witnessed.
So what do you make of, the manner of handling this public affairs, seeing that these technical committee members do not know the terms of references?
I think sometimes it also has to do with other educated people. You see, we are the ones who let ourselves down, who let the country down, because if you have a president who is lawless, like the president clearly was by constituting a committee with a very clear legal mandate, empowering to do so, it's incumbent upon people, particularly lawyers on the committee, even that former Supreme Court judge, retired one, Mushabati, you could assist the president and say, sir, please do the right thing. First, give us the mandate. Can you make sure that the law is very, very incontestable, that you're relying upon to constitute us? If you can't do this, I'm sorry, I can't accept to serve on the committee. There has to be some minimum values or lines that we should not cross as professionals. You can't simply blame the president here. Yes, he's responsible to an extent, but you also have to look at the people who are accepting to serve on these bodies and question them. To say, you've been to school, you are lawyers, you understand these things better than the average citizen. Why are you participating in these acts of lawlessness? It's us, ultimately, educated elites, who I think have been a terrible disappointment to the country.
Doc, let's talk about the composition of the committee. You mentioned Justice Mushabati. It's being led by him, by Justice Mushabati. But what do you think of the committee's overall composition?
I think it is problematic, the committee, for a number of reasons. First, it was constituted unilaterally by the president without consultation. You see, the president likes referencing a meeting that he held with civil society organizations some time back before the Constitutional Court passed a verdict that ruled that the process that led to Bill 7 was unconstitutional. He in his public speak, when you listen carefully to the president, he doesn't even say, I'm doing this committee, I've constituted this committee, I'm doing all these things because of the ruling of the Constitutional Court. It's almost like the ruling doesn't exist. What he keeps referring to is that meeting. Now, if we give him the benefit of doubt and say, okay, let's assume he's right, one would have expected that he would have gone back to those civic bodies, the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, the Law Association of Zambia, the Christian Churches of Council of Zambia, the key stakeholders, and say, can you nominate people to come and serve on this committee? Because they know their member, they know the expertise of their member. The Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, for example, issued a damning statement just before that committee was constituted that basically said, we don't have trust in this, can you push it further to the next election? I would like to even ask the ZCCP, has your stance changed? Because here's what you told us for the committee. And yet I'm seeing a Catholic person there from Monze taking part in the process. Who appointed that person? Was it the conference, or was it the executive? So it raises questions about the composition in terms of where these people came from, who identified them. If it's the executive, what were the criteria that was used by the executive to say that lawyer from Mkoa, who is a divorce lawyer, is the best person to represent the Law Association of Zambia on this committee, for example? That task should have been given to these institutions. The civic body that the president likes referring to say, can you identify members? You know them better. You know the people who are qualified to participate in an exercise of this kind. That didn't happen. And for me, that is problematic because, again, it shows that this is an executive-driven process rather than the people. That is a first issue. The other issue is that of a technical committee. We keep referring to the technical committee. But the word technical presupposes some kind of expertise, specialist expertise in a relevant or given area. In this case, for example, we are talking about the constitution making. So you ask yourself, what are these people that I'm seeing on this committee bringing to the exercise? What is their expertise? There are so many people I know there. Some of them are friends. You can't say they are bringing any expertise to the process. That's chief, for example, a couple of chiefs there. Were those chiefs even chosen by the House of Chiefs or they were chosen by the executive? More importantly is, what expertise are they bringing? There are so many Zambians who are competent in constitution making. You don't have to like them. Professor Munandulo, or Dr. Brian Carver at the University of Zambia, for example. These are specialists. We have got to have respect for professionals. I don't know anything about constitution making, but I can recognize the competences within our country, and those are the team that the president should have put together and say, the Constitutional Court said we should appoint a technical committee of experts, an independent board for that matter. I don't have to like these people, but I recognize their expertise. These are the people I'm going to bring on board to make sure that they make a constitution. What have we seen? What we have seen there is a committee of praise singers plus two or three independent people who I fear may be undermined by the collective irresponsibility.
Doc, as we bring this to a close, what are your final thoughts on this issue?
My final thought is really to appeal to the president. You see, this is the constitution of Zambia that we are making rather than the constitution of the UPND. It's very important for the president to make sure that public trust is at the heart of this, but transparency is also important. The terms of reference is something that I appeal to the president to publish. I know that the terms of reference have been given to the committee secretly. Why should the terms of reference that are meant to guide a constitution making, a public undertaking, be secret? The terms of reference define the mandate and scope of the committee, structuring how it works. But they're also meant to guide public submission, because public can't go and start making submission on everything. There has to be clarity on, say, what is it? What is the mandate of this committee? What are the areas that we are working on? Are we starting with Bill 7? Are we just going there to say, oh, we are here to endorse Bill 7 proposals, for example, or I can go there and say, I don't like this part of the Constitution and I'd like you to look into it, for example. But we don't know this because the terms of reference have not been made public. Why should they be hidden from citizens? It's very important for the president to understand that a credible constitutional reform must be grounded in transparency. If it's genuinely being done in the name and interest of the people, there's no need, even on clear things like this, for the president to be very secretive about this kind of work. I do worry, Peter, that the President Hichilema likes doing the right things the wrong way. Even the right thing is done the wrong way. This is a good thing, the constitutional reform process. But there's no need to be so secretive about it. If you want the Bill 7 to be used as the template for this kind of public undertaking by the committee, be transparent about it. Be transparent even in wrongdoing. The public know that this is the mandate of the committee. This is the scope of the committee. This is the timing that they have been given. How much time are they going to do this? Is it 1 month, for example? What is the rush, for example? We should not make a constitution for the next election. We should make a constitution for the next generation. There's no need to rush the process. The membership issues have to be resolved, for example. The mandates and the terms of reference have to be publicized. It's very important that public trust in the process is entrenched by the actions of the president. And I appeal to the president once again to publish the terms of reference for the committee, because it's very important for the public to know what those terms of reference are.
Doc, we'd like to thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, there you have it.
Okay, so there's Dr. SISHUWA on an interview. I don't know what radio station he was on, but he was interviewed via telephone about the Bill 7 technical committee. Very in-depth information. He has given us information that we need to know and ask questions. So the highlights of the interview is that Dr. SISHUWA said we must make the constitution for the next generation, not for the next election. For me, that's the key thing that is that I got from that interview. He also said that from the way things are looking, this is an executive-driven process, not a people-driven process. We saw the president, he swore in these 30 people, and the terms of reference are secret, but these 30 people, they have received the terms of reference, but they are keeping it secret. Why the secrecy if this is a people-driven Bill 7? Why? Dr. SISHUWA also said the composition of this committee is questionable because most of them, they are praise singers. We even have a divorce lawyer on the committee when we have experts in the Constitutional Committee. We have a Catholic bishop from Monze on the committee when the same Catholic, the Congress of Catholic Bishops is against Bill 7, but we have one bishop from Monze. How awkward is that? We have chiefs. Who put those chiefs there? Was the House of Chiefs consulted? The composition of the committee, the president handpicked these people. It was unilateral appointment, no consultation. It's a committee of praise singers, and there is no expert experts in that committee. They were basically handpicked. And we have also learned that the one leading this committee is a retired lawyer, Honorable Mushabati, who knows that the article which the president used to appoint these people, article number 92, allows the president to appoint people in special duties, which is his duties specifically to the president. But amending a constitution is not a special duty, it is a national duty. And the president has no power to appoint people in a technical committee which is working on a constitution which is a national matter. So it has been brought to our attention that even that committee is illegal because the president cannot handpick people to work on a constitutional a committee to work on amending a constitution which is a national document. So we are in problems, ladies and gentlemen. We are in problems. You know, the committee is illegal. Everything was done the wrong way. And the whole reason they are doing this is we know that they are not going to win the election without Bill 7. So my question as I close is, why are the people on this committee risking their lives? Because they know that what they are doing is unconstitutional, which means they will be brought to book. When the time comes, they will be held answerable for working in an illegal committee. So my question to all these committee members is, are you ready to face the law for participating in an illegal committee? Are you ready? If you have a relative who is on that committee, ask them. Because they were appointed to that committee without even being given a job description or a terms of reference. In simpler terms, you can't start a job. Tawishi befyo wakula bomba. Are you a baby? Kuti waisa kusenda fya tiye kuli nchitoku wa ya mkubomba. Nga kuya mkuipa ya bantu. You will be also held responsible for people who will die. You will be held responsible for people who will die. You have to know if you're there. Make sure it is legal. So these people on that technical committee, they will be answerable when the time comes. Because now, experts are coming in. Dr. SISHUWA has told us that that committee is illegal. Amending a constitution of Zambia is not a special duty. It is a national duty. So there has to be national consultation to appoint people who will sit on that committee. Experts who know the law on the constitution have to sit on a committee. How can a divorce lawyer sit on a constitutional committee? A divorce lawyer. So have we run out of lawyers who have experts in the constitutional law? As Zambia, is there a shortage of lawyers in constitutional law for the president to appoint a lawyer in divorce matters onto this technical committee to amend the constitution? It is a shame. It is a shame. And you can sit there and clap, but this is not a UPND constitution we are amending. We are amending a constitution for Zambia. So the president cannot use a special duties article to appoint people on a national duty task to amend a constitution of Zambia. It cannot be in a hurry. Why is he in a hurry? We are not amending a UPND constitution. He can do that. That committee which the president picked is fit to amend the constitution of UPND, not the Zambian Republic constitution. We say no. That committee, take it and let it amend UPND constitution. Do not indulge yourself in committing a crime. The president has got immunity. You people on that technical committee, you are committing a crime. First of all, the way you are appointed is illegal. You are doing a national duty. So, we are telling you, the red flags are being risen. Let those who have ears hear. Mweba kwetama triumfueni naba mieba imwe mweba ide mkusaina kudia mnechita swear in to work on that technical committee. It is an illegal committee. You are not doing a special duty. Amending a Zambian constitution is not a special duty. It is a national duty. And where you are amending matters, laws that affect the ideologies, philosophies, beliefs of the country, it has to go to a national referendum and all Zambians must participate. So this whole thing is illegal and must be stopped. And you people who have been put on that committee, don't say you were not warned. I end here. Mama Elia, you can come in. Or anybody else, you can come in. Welcome, by Josephs.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Sorry, I had to attend to one or two things, but I'm good now. Well articulated indeed. You've touched on so many things. For me, my view basically on the issue of ECL's burial and the challenges that we are facing right now, it is just an indictment on the president himself. And people should not even be swayed or be confused or think about, two ways about it. There is a problem, Madam President, when a nation and the institutions of governance in a nation bend towards serving the interest of an individual, not a nation. And this is where we are. If the institutions of governance functioned in independence, serving the interest of the country, just like, Parliament is supposed to be an oversight on the other two arms of government. Judiciary is supposed to be an oversight over the other two arms of government. But unfortunately, even if we might say, for the sake of those doubting Thomases, if we said, okay, they have to serve the government of a day. Government is not an individual. At the same time, they are supposed to check one another. But unfortunately, we have seen that, all the institutions of governance have bended towards serving the interest of the president, which is very, very bad and dangerous for us as a country. Believe you me, no matter what goes, or no matter what happens, or no matter what is tried, governance is an engine for development. Corruption has a space where it thrives. And one of the spaces, the greatest engine to corruption, is the failure for governance systems to function independently. That is a perfect conduit for corruption. And this is why actually we see there is rampant corruption that is taking place in this government. Why? Because we have failed systems. Just like the able lawyer, constitutional lawyer John Sangwa had indicated to say, no, we are actually in a crisis. Very soon we're gonna have a worse situation if this thing or government is not changed as things stand. On the issue of the late president, surely everybody now is aware. They try to sell this narrative, and this is what they are good, propaganda. You know, blame the family. The family has not done anything. The family's interest is basically the best that they can give their beloved husband, uncle, father, grandfather, and son. That is the interest of the family. And the family has, you know, all to lose if they were to say they are the ones that just want to. You know, I'm really feeling sorry for this family, especially Mama Esther, what she's going through right now, because, you know, you want to put somebody to rest so that you can begin to think, you can begin a life afresh, if you may like. But as things stand right now, everything is on a standstill. Why is everything on a standstill in this matter? It is because of one person, our president. Our president doesn't have the heart that he says it's okay. You can allow, you can let, you can forgive, you can forget, you can move. He doesn't have that heart. You know, it is very, very clear that this is the doing of the president. Why? Because everything about the governance of our country is tilted towards him. And they are serving his interest. Talk about the judiciary. He confessed himself, this is what I am a special spy, an investigator. I'm the court. I am the one that convicts people. I'll determine for how long they're going to be convicted. This is where we are as a country. But we want to continue like this, our Zambian people. We know that Zambia right now has been polarized politically, socially, everything. We have literally drifted away from what is known, from our tradition, our normal tradition, that which we know has been, we've drifted away completely. New things have come almost in every area of our life in Zambia. Everything is changed. I think SISHUWA is spot on. This is very clear. I think there is no way, for me, to be honest, Madam President, I'll tell you that this government doesn't have the legitimacy to even begin to work on that constitution. It's clear, their hands are very dirty, their schemes are very known, and we know what this is all about. People have said, you can't, you shouldn't, it's not. The court has declared, no, you can't. But you are hell-bent at doing it. Then it just tells you exactly that, you know, this has nothing to do with Zambia, but to save the interest of the president himself to want to win the election in 2026. But, you know, above all, you may try as a human being to do things. The governance of people is not entirely dependent on you as a person, no matter how much you want. God has a say. God has a say in the affairs of his people. And God has a say in our affairs in Zambia. So for me, he may try to do what he wants to do. God will have the final say in 2026. God will have a final say in 2026. It's not entirely based or dependent on him. He may do whatever he wants to do, but God has a final say in the decisions that will be made in 2026. It is true. God allowed the decision we made because he wanted us as Zambians to know and see for ourselves what it is meant, you know, when you are read by people that do not submit to his lordship. And this is where we are. Just a funeral is a battle. It cannot work. They cannot bury. It just shows you the kind of leadership that we have. So in the constitutional making process, SISHUWA is spot on. That is a national-wide thing. It's a country document. It's a nation document. It cannot be done for the benefit of an individual. So that committee, for me, the future will judge them harshly if they go ahead to do what they are trying to do. Consensus requires that, in fact, the truth is, it is the stakeholders that should actually call for that now as things stand. Government should just facilitate. They have sought the idea, this is what we want to do, but the stakeholders should be the driving force in that. But unfortunately, in this case, it is not. It is not. So we just want to urge this government, first of all, let them back off the Lungu's family. Makebi Zulu has not done anything. Makebi Zulu has just done his job. There is no crime that is committed, but as usual, because there is a declaration that he's going to stand, here we go. We need to find something very undemocratic, very undemocratic. We want a Zambia where everyone is free and able to participate in the governance of our system, not people choosing who should and who should not. They were not stopped to do so, so they should never stop anybody from doing so. Let us have the rule of law. This breakdown in the rule of law is terrible. It's bad for the nation. It's bad for you as a government, because eventually people burn. And one day they'll burst and you fail to hold them. It's not good. Thank you, Mama President, for now.
Yeah, thank you, Mama. But Mama, you have anything to say? So we are here. We'll be coming early so we catch the Zambian audience before they sleep. I know there are a lot of channels everywhere, but
We can hear you.
sorry. Sorry. So I am saying that we change the time to becoming live so that we can be stay relevant, because if we come late, Zambia na balala. So we want to be coming at peak time, because we are here, I'm on a Pacific time. So nganabu kolu chero imweni chungulo. So we are adjusting our time on this platform so we come early, so we can catch you in Zambia before Tamlalala and talk about the issues, because now, you know, it's like one thing after another. But the thing is, we have to talk about all these issues. Like I said, I wrote an article. If you don't follow me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, YouTube. And if you're on Facebook already, go in the articles. There's an article that I wrote about UPND and how, you know, this the thing that happened yesterday, exposed by UPND. Makebi Zulu exposed them, you know, and we confirming yesterday is confirmation that UPND is a government of propaganda, you know, sending a private investigator kulia. Ero nomba ba Makebi ba pusha ba kangwa tirembeni nkalata tite imwe ba dumine ba firwa mwamona. So we are in a problem. So we have to talk about this. This UPND, the government of propaganda and distraction. When something is happening, they bring on something. So we just have to multitask. Apopo to Africa, kusenda mabola na ngu 10, we will be juggling everything. Tualanda pari bill 7, tuafuma koko. Tualanda pari ashiria walungu, tuafuma koko. Tualanda pari voter registration, tuafuma koko. Coming to talk about voter registration, I saw Ngamwayapa Electro Zambia Commission website. They took something which I posted on my page and they put fake on there. So I have no problem with them saying that it is fake. But my problem is they are quick to call out fake if it's not them. Mwamona. A problem yaba UPND. Kamonga ebo. Mwamona. But ECZ article yona vikile. I think I've seen the article of where. Let me pull it up. Ngamle monati David. By UPND, they have always promoting propaganda. Even the KCE in like South Africa, it's on propaganda that GCO was poisoned. By Makuria, by Ayamba case, Kuya South Africa at ECO was poisoned. But on their page today, they have something from me. They have something which they took from my page and they put it on their page and it is fake. I just want to show you and comment on it. So this is my article which I posted yesterday. Ngamwaimona, it is on the ECZ page. They took it from my page. Everybody make up a page pema baba ECZ it is fake. Now, of all the so it means if you want to say for Tulanda Pali by ECZ fiachine. This is my question to you by ECZ, because this is a small child. This picture is from 2021 election. Uyumwa inchewam 2021 tefyo. And I put it on my page and I said stop child abuse and stop rigging. This is an old picture, but currently crooks are using the same tricks to register underage children for rigging purposes. I'm going to say this is my opinion. Okay, Southern Province, there are 80,000 new registered voters. So, ngatabale lembesha aba nono. Nishwafuma kuisa wadi ama voters, pakti mpendwa. As of February 2025, there were 80,000 new voters in Southern Province. 80,000 as of February. So, number kufuma kuli February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 months. Na pali mass registration yumuke sanjeba inga to Africa by December. Southern Province can even have double mukomfafia 160,000 registered voters to Southern Province. Number how can the number of registered voters in Southern Province be increasing rapidly than the other provinces in Zambia, when Southern Province is the 4th largest province in Zambia in terms of population? Don't misquote me. In terms of population, not in terms of area landmass. Baba pa number 4, but everybody pa number 1. In terms of increased voters, where are these people coming from? We know that in Southern Province was hard hit by a drought. And you know that when there is a drought, there is no reproduction. People are distressed and whatever. So I don't know. Abantu ko bafimine olonga bafyewe munani. So abantu bafyewe mu 2022 bakwanya na 18. Because these numbers again, they are not matching and tallying with the numbers at Zamstad. The population recorded at Zamstad for the number of people in Southern Province is not tallying with the number of registered voters in ECZ. So these are anomalies which our opposition are not talking about. And I know some of you have heard the audio where that Shife Alen Tukana. And this is the reason Alen Tukana Shife. When that viral video, they're talking about 80,000 voters in Southern Province, that's when Shife started insulting me. And this is what we are saying. Why me, Mwalimu Kaka, for insulting, but people like Chibokolo can insult me and sleep in their homes? This country has gone to the dogs. Ichalo chari ya kuumbwa is a banana republic. But mwebena Zambia, if ya chitike mailo kuli Makebi, dideli ashini eye opener. Bwe wali mukabotoro, nga wali mukabotoro. Katambe video ya kwa Makebi. Elonga watamba video ya kwa Makebi ya mailo wika le panshi na nguwana wa 2 hours process everything. Nga uchili mukabotoro. Nga niwe bolu mbani madoda na nomba. Katambe video ile ya kwa Makebi. Elonga tawa chinji emi tontonga nishoyobe. I don't know what's going to make you change. Because me yesterday, already naripidi bukakale, but after kutamba video ya kwa Makebi, I tied all their lies from 2021. These people who are the people who will start up some whatever, they'll start up some stuff and claim and start crying. There are people who cry couldn't kalamu kubata couldn't kalam. This is the type of people we have. The discussion is the Bill 7. The technical committee of Bill 7, we don't know the terms of reference. They are being hidden. Why are the terms of reference being hidden for this technical committee Bill 7? We also have heard from SISHUWA, the composition of that committee, my praise singers, and you can laugh about this. We even have a divorce lawyer on a technical committee for constitutional law. So are we short of constitutional lawyers, Mozambique? And the whole thing is that the president used the Article 92, which gives him power to appoint people for special duties, to constitute a technical committee for a national constitution. So that whole committee is illegal because it is not a private constitution for UPND they are working on. They should be, the president cannot use a special duties power to appoint people working on a national constitution. This constitution is for the entire country. It's not only for UPND, no. It is a constitution for the next generation. In fact, for this, because of the time factor, whatever if we were to constitute, to make amendments, it should be for the next election. And we have to go to a referendum. Mama Chichi, the floor is yours. Or Mama Elia, if you are ready. I'm done talking. These people, Madam
President, thank you so much. Mama Elia likes charming towards the end so that she gives Otto very well. No one will disturb her. Let me come in now. And
kuti vatikupesha va UPND.
Yeah, so for me, I'm happy today. I don't know whether you have seen the statement by the is it one at what are they called? Foundation. Yeah, let me look for the
One foundation. One foundation.
Let me look for the document.
One foundation.
Chapter 1. No.
Yeah, chapter 1 foundation.
Chapter 1 foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at that document and the things they've highlighted, this is what we've been singing about, you know. In terms of that committee is not really representative, because for someone like SISHUWA to say it is the praise singers, because SISHUWA, in a way, from what I understand, he was also one of those people who was campaigning for the HH in 2021 or prior to the elections, from what I've understood. So there are a lot of people, so he knows who is who on that technical committee. So for him to raise those concerns, it means he understands and he knows the people who have been appointed. Yes. And when people say such kind of a thing, we need to pay attention. I'm glad the Chapter 1 Foundation have done this statement and they've signed, and it's they're about, when I checked, there are about 37 institutions that have said civil society minimum expectation for a credible and comprehensive constitutional review process. So this is the expectation, what they expect. And when you see what they're expecting, their expectations, it's not meeting what the president did. It's supposed to be inclusive. It's supposed to be transparent. Already, yesterday we were saying that they started meeting. For me, that is a red flag. Because if they've started meeting and the citizens who are the custodian, have the right to this, do not have the terms of reference that this technical committee is working with, then there's no transparency there. And in one or the other, it loses credibility because we are not being transparent. Okay? So, these people should listen to what Zambians are saying. This whole thing, in fact, madam, for me, the most important aspect in this whole process is this matter of the technical committee is before the courts of law. So where does the president come in terms of respecting the rule of law? It means they don't respect the rule of law. They've disregarded whatever rule of law is there in Zambia. Because he could have said, oh, this matter is before the courts of law. Let me wait and get guidance, and then I'll proceed. But because they're so much in a hurry to make sure that this Bill 7 goes through, he doesn't care about anyone who says what, but just goes ahead and appoints the technical committee. Okay, give us the terms of reference. We want to see the terms of reference because we are more interested to know what are you going to be doing. Are you validating the Bill 7, which was on the House of Floor, or which was in the floor of House, or whatever it is, and it was deferred? Is that what you are validating? And if that's what you are validating, it means that is wrong, because according to the Constitutional Court, based on the judgment that was passed, this thing is illegal and unconstitutional. So they are those two. So are they working with this Bill 7, which was regarded as illegal or unconstitutional? Number one, are they going to get new, fresh submissions from the citizens and then come up with a document? So, because they're not transparent in the way they are doing that, and they have not given us the terms of reference. Because of that, one can conclude that they are going on the previous Bill 7, which was unconstitutional, which is illegal. And if they are going by that, then are we as Zambians who should not have a say in this? We are saying we have a say in this, and therefore, if they are going with the previous one, we will not accept it, and so forth. Then, if they are going with the second option, which is going to go to the people and get the views, and then compile, how much time do we have before the elections? And then they are saying that this bill has to be ready by December so that they go and table it in Parliament. So, how much time do we have between now? This is October, and we are in the middle of the month, October, going to what? To December. We only have 2 months for them to go round. There are 25 of them. Is it 25? I'm not sure. I need to check again. There are 25 of them, technical committee, and then there are how many provinces? We have 10 provinces, and we also have the 11th provinces, which Mr. President has forgotten about. He had an 11th president, the diaspora people. He has discarded them. They are not important as at now. So, when do they get submissions from that? So those are the reasons we want to get the terms of reference so that we understand how they are going to work. 10 provinces or 11 provinces, you have 25 people, meaning each province is assigned 2 people. Those two people need to go to how many districts are in Southern Province, how many districts are in the Western Province. And you see why we need the terms of reference? We need to go what level? Are they going to get submission just at provincial level? And they will ask people to come from the one level to the province to come and get the constitution. Or they are going to be choosing representatives who they feel Italian Baja, Niva UPND. Are they going to just be focusing on the UPND people who are going to be coming before the technical committee and make the submissions? These things we need to iron out so that we understand. Otherwise, if we don't get to know that, then this whole thing, there is no transparency, and therefore it is illegal, and therefore it is unconstitutional. I have a right to make my submission into that document. So these are the issues that people should be asking, not busy looking at who's going to be the president, what job am I going to get? Instead of you focusing on something which this bill, we've said it and we keep on saying it. You said they want Bill 7 to go through because he knows that he's been told he can't win the elections. He only has 30%. And therefore, the only way he has been advised is make sure Bill 7 go through. Because in Bill 7, we've stated the issues that are in Bill 7. It's the issues of delimitation. They've killed themselves on delimitation. That delimitation, the report and everything, madam, the report is not public. Also, they've not given us. They've not given us the delimitation report.
Which is because, that's why National Team. Remember I said, why is ECZ?
It's not there. Trust me, that delimitation report is not there.
It is there, but the numbers are fake, So now I have proved something today. For ECZ to take something I posted and put it on their page and say it is fake, it means everything else they don't say is fake is true.
Madam, let me also state, let them not distract you. What you posted is not fake. Now you have to listen what I'm going to inform you. I went round and asked a number of people. I said, I've seen this post and whatever. And somebody said, no, what she posted is what is pertaining on the ground. But the UPND, the way they behave, they want to come and defend themselves. Madam President, let me ask you a question. Didn't you hear when we had Judge Ali that was an AI?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
How many things have they come to say this is an AI?
Yeah.
A lot of them. Even what you posted, I went and because I was like, you know what? I trust this woman. I don't want her to put her name in, like all these people who post things without being politically correct. I said, before I comment, let me find out. I went and asked, and they said, no, what she has posted is correct. So don't even feel bad to say what you posted is not correct. What you posted is correct. It's not fake.
So Chimwana Fidabalanda to the AI.
Yes. Yes, that's why I told you to say.
Okay.
The judge appeared and then it came to be, no, that's in AI. I asked and I was told, no, what you posted is what is pertaining on the ground right now. Yeah, so what you have done, you've just, I know you, that's why I said, no, she's always politically correct on a number of issues because she believes in being truthful. And that's why when I heard that fake, I said, how did she miss this one? So I went around and did a research here and there, and I found out that it was correct. So they're defending themselves, don't worry about them, that's their nature. Just as you've seen, they have also done the letter where they are saying the vehicle which was transporting material has been found and all the materials are intact. Okay, good. Have you spoken about the driver who was transporting that thing?
No.
You're quiet. So meaning the driver is not important in this aspect. What is important is the documents. And then I'm going to ask you another question, madam. So I'm putting you on spot today, so that the Zambians will be able to follow us and understand that we don't believe in propaganda. We believe in being truthful. Madam, I'm going to ask you a question. Today, where you are seated, you just here to say somebody came in the house and stole something. Would you say this person is not familiar with your surrounding or not?
Somebody came in my house, I was something.
Yes. What I mean is very simple. So these people attacked that man. No, it's an inside thing. That's what I mean. Who knew that he was transporting materials? How did they know he was transporting materials? How did they go and attack this
And
person?
then he was alone. How do you assign somebody to go alone?
On such a kind of an important exercise.
Kwenda
One
weka.
person alone. No, it's an inside thing. They even knew to say, oh, you want to alenda this to that. So you attack him from here to that and pretend. But you PND are very good at propaganda. Very good at propaganda. If you are not careful with them, if you know much talent that number one is such that whenever they say something, you get to say, what is the precision of this statement? Usually their precision is very, very low. The margin of error in their discussion is bad. You know, is it the confidence interval? It's bad. I'm trying to use statistics so that these people understand to say, we understand their level of incompetence in terms of propaganda. We also analyze it in such kind of a thing. We look at your margin of error, we look at your confidence interval, we look at your precision when you give us a statement. And most of those, you fail very, very badly statistically. So that's why I'm telling you, madam, that thing was because now how are we going to rig the election if we don't have proper materials and whatever and all that thing?
Uko printer, so once you have a printing machine, Muria. Once you have a print, if you can print an uncanny.
They know. They know. So, and then they want to make us Zambians look like we are docile. We don't think. So all these issues by M23, they've stopped now responding. Now because they don't have anything to say. So for me, madam, for me it's an inside thing. They know what happened, and now let's focus on issues that matter most, which is Bill 7, and make sure that they give us the terms of reference, and so that we know how we were working. Based on that scenario that I gave, are we dealing with scenario A or scenario B? And I gave what scenario A is. Are they validating the illegal and unconstitutional document, or are they going to do a fresh start to Bill 7 and they'll call it a different
So, Mama, Apopeni, now let's discuss, because people need to understand this thing. Because it's too much going on. So number one, SISHUWA nanando kwebati. Before taturafika na what type of document waita validate. Nanandati. The article which the president used to constitute this committee is wrong. Article 92. And Article 92, they use it to constitute to the president to hire people, appoint people for special duties. But this is a national duty, a constitution. Amending a constitution is a national duty, which means the president has no power to handpick people to amend the constitution. That is abuse of power. If I say about president, by lefe bambo kuchita handpick, valolesha babula na divorce lawyer bamubika mo, babula ne mfumu katwishi mfumu shidia, babula na bishop mo. All this is in it. It is a short audio ya kwa SISHUWA, but is packed with powerful information. So to start with, SISHUWA. Ashita challenge ya wabeni wa Mushabati, a retired lawyer. Ukabati mwa Mushabati. How can you accept to work in a criminality mwaingile nchito without a job description mwatana swear in? Elo bamipera job description idia, which is referred to the terms of reference mwaifisa for a constitution. How can they hide the terms of reference for a Zambian constitution which they are working on? So they are an accomplice to a crime. These people Mama opota mulamba no kulondoro lefyofine, just the foundation, the constitution, how this committee was formed is a crime scene. And these people, they will be held accountable. Especially umuntu wa pala judge, Ashlanda no kulanda SISHUWA, at we the educated people, we are the problem. Because ababe never judge Mushabati, ngeba cheba bahaka indo kweba chawe. If this same thing we are doing it wrong, let's do it right. You can continue from there. But first things first, the whole constitution, the way the committee was put together is illegal. They were appointed using special duties article. And the constitution is not a private assignment for the president. It's a national matter.
Yeah, so that was the other point I wanted to point out because I thought about it earlier on in the day. Not that I've not listened to the audio of SISHUWA.
Okay.
One of the things that I was processing in my head was for a person like Laura Miti. She's Laura or Laura?
Laura.
Yeah. She I remember her article one time when she talked about Bill 7. And today she can agree to be appointed to a technical committee.
Is she part of it?
Yeah, she's part of them.
I want
that document. No. Let me be politically correct. I'm going to check the document that I shared. That was circulating.
I don't think she is on the committee. She was just appointed as to that office.
No, madam. Let me get this correct. Unless otherwise. Unless otherwise.
Mama Chichi, you are spot on. You are spot on.
She's in there?
I just love this platform because really, when you look at all these issues that we are raising, except that, it also matters the audience. Like I've always said, we're really in trouble as a nation. Our nation has been polarized such that people have been made to believe into, propaganda than the truth. Truth doesn't thrive in Zambia. People easily buy into lies and manipulation. And this is what this government has been, thriving on. That constitution, Mama Chichi, just like you said, the Bill 7 itself, before, just like President had talked about, the committee itself, for me, just that document itself, the fact that that document was defective, we saw it, everybody cried, looking at the content of that, and them not really publishing. I mean, this is a national document. The first thing would have seen it in the Gazette, then published for everyone to see. This is what we were trying to do.
In the newspapers,
After, let people now begin to submit, like I said, independent stakeholders, not pressing us. what they are trying to do basically is kutushinga bata kulanda tawe, because people demanded that they should be consensus. We did it. But the question is how? Who was there? It's the legitimacy, the morality of it all. But unfortunately, this is not a government that you can tell to say, they'll still tell you this is okay. This is okay. They will tell you, no, this is not right. They'll say, no, it is right. That's what we are dealing with. Imwe ubuntu chitenifu awe namafe ambiga tatukwete pali no shitani chironga twashike chabantu but wakwata ma leaders abashingwe fintu they can't be taught. It's what we want. We are the epitome. And this, Mama President, let me stress out this, because this is one of the things that was coming out so strongly the time UPND was in power. And we have seen it, in opposition. We've seen it play even the time they're in government. This belief that they have that anyone else is not wise, is not educated, only them are the epitome of wisdom and knowledge. It is the same thing that was being played the time they were in opposition. It is the same thing that is playing now. The more reason they cannot listen from anyone else. But what they say is what is correct, which is actually wrong, because no man has it all. We need all of us as Zambians, to put an input in everything that concerns the affairs of our country for us to progress. But unfortunately, this is why we are, every time, citizens speak, you are PF. They are rushing into branding everyone to be PF for no reason. It is just one way of running away from the responsibility and the fact that others can actually do better than them. They can actually be advised, but unfortunately, we can't advise these people.
Yeah, so Madam, sorry, I've checked. She's not on the list of being appointed.
But she was being sworn in on the same day. That's why you thought she was.
I think so.
She was.
No, she's not there.
She's not.
But when you look at that list, there are some people. For instance, there's a man called Isaac Mwanza. Isaac Mwanza is the chief. Is it the director executive of Gears? It's an NGO. He is a UPMD cadre.
Bashilanda SISHUWA, they are all cadres. They are all praise singers except maybe 2 people. Achilanda SISHUWA.
For me, this one, I know him very well because of the way he speaks wherever he sits. I'm surprised I've seen Bishop Combs also there. I used to regard this man with a lot of integrity. I hope he will be able to say no to this. But for me, the principle is what I want to emphasize on. Madam, there is no way you can say the Zambian have said no.
Let me say their names. I have the list here. So let's say their names, because we have to know these people. These people, some of them body sambirira, but they are being an accomplice to something illegal. We can say it here. This committee ni illegal. Illegal committee, Muzambia mwani bakantu. So guys, we have a legal committee of the technical committee to amend the constitution, and they want to amend the constitution of Zambia like it's a private constitution yaba UPND. Imwe constitution yaba Zambia umulesenda kwati na kanyukantemba kwe na mulangala imwe. These people are playing with fire, I swear. I swear by UPND, you are playing with fire. Hey, let me tell you now. Water. Elia, where are you? Eh? We are Kayaka audio, audio. That's ka audio from SISHUWA has given me ammunition. Audio ya SISHUWA mwe bantu na impera ammunition. it has given me winds with the information I have. This technical committee of Bill 7 is illegal. Basi sure na balanda. So this technical committee, you have the wish to be arrested when the government changes. Don't come and cry panomwikadira ati mwatuka kashani.
But when you look at Wamsusu, you look at the number of people that are there. You know, the majority will always dominate. That's
and he is a bishop. Tell him Catholic balikana. Nomba ena inishala sumi na eka.
If he wants to go to oppose, you can't.
How can you are a part of a Catholic bishops and then you are standing against your organization? He should be excommunicated.
Evangelical.
Oh, evangelical?
Fellowship of Zambia.
Okay. He's not a Catholic bishop.
The person he is and the way I've known him, I don't think he would have accepted to work here. And
Dr. Bishop David Mwasupabakwisa.
Dr. Bishop David Maspa, I don't even know. This one, I don't know him. But the ones that I'm calling out names, those are people that I say, this one I know, this one I know. I even know one person here who is my relative, but I don't want to say their name.
So let me call the names.
Masupa is a well-known clergy in Lusaka. So those are people now. Those people are Masupa. These are the same people that are in what they call a committee that is spearheading the issue of national prayers, and reconciliation. But he's a praise singer to some extent.
What is that we're saying to Atinani Atichimpwena or Katwish? Anyway, I don't know. I'm not insulting them, but I'm just saying. So guys, we are talking about Bill 7 and this technical committee. So if you haven't listened, listen to the SISHUWA of phone interview where he has informed us that actually this technical committee for Bill 7 is an illegal committee because these people, they were appointed using a special duties article, but the Constitution of Zambia is not a special duty. It is actually a national duty. So pama special duty kwa assign projects, what for State House, whatever, things to do with specifically the president. So these are the people who are at risk. And SISHUWA actually questioned to say, we educated people, we are the one who are a problem because we know something is wrong, we can't condemn it. And he actually called out Mushabati as a retired lawyer. So the number one there is retired Supreme Court Judge Christopher Mushabati, Chairperson Dr. Lindilani Banda, Vice Chairperson and Spokesperson Dr. Felicity Kalunga, Miss Eva Jala, Mr. Douglas Tembulukani, Dr. Vani Muyumbwe, Dr. Bishop David Masupa, Mrs. Isabel Mutembo, Mrs. Grace Sinkamba, Mr. Isaac Mwanza, Mr. Ges Nirenda, Mr. Ngande Mwananjiti, Mr. Rabson Chongo, Miss Ruth K. Kangwa, Mr. Waluya Wamundila, Her Royal Highness Chief Chimuka, HRH Chief Nyampande, Mrs. Doreen Kabwe, Mr. Gregory Shifire, Father Cletus Mwila, Bishop Father Msusu, Reverend Axon Banda, Apostle Charles Mdandula, Mfuti Ikram Samula, Mr. Kamele Shah, and the legal experts are Mrs. Mwenyabwalia, PS, Minister of Justice, Miss Doris Katebe Mwinga, Mrs. Hope Chanda, Mr. Chola Mwewa, Mr. Bubala Chiwota. So these are the 30 people Mwewantu. Eva illegal. According to SISHUWA, these people, but some of them are illegal. All of them are illegal because of how they were appointed. Mama Chichi, you can go ahead.
Madam President, before Mama Chichi comes in, I was just thinking, to start with, these people have been drawn from different, sectors of our society. We are having religious people, we have legal people here, we have different people from different, from the civil society and everything. But for me, I think just like you are saying, what is important are not the names. What is important is, are they presiding over a legitimate issue? Like you are saying, the country will hold these people responsible because it is very, very clear, and they know it themselves, unless they are paid a lot of money, that this issue has nothing to do with the country, but it has everything to do with the president wanting to win an election. And if it is so, what moral right do they have to go ahead and stand? I like the way SISHUWA said, some of these people didn't even know. They were not taught. They just found their names there. Now, when you hear a name and you do not ascribe to the very thing that you are being appointed to do, why not decline it? They have the right to decline, because what this is doing, basically, they are giving legitimacy to something which is illegal, which is not right. People have morally rejected this. They've said, no, we do not want this. Let us have this. We, the nationals of Zambia, have said, let us have this after an election. So if they go ahead, they will have actually rubber-stamped what this man wants. And that will be it.
It is criminal, like Manandaba Josephs. These people know that the purpose of this technical committee is to rubber stamp the Bill 7. This Bill 7 has been rejected. So why are they signing off a criminal document? To be blunt, they were handpicked, and SISHUWA said they are not experts. They are not. You are not an expert in the field, and then you go and sign off something illegal. You are an accomplice to a crime. To break it down in simple terms, you are an accomplice for a crime. Ku Rwanda kulia kwali genocide. Mulai konka ile genocide ya Rwanda. When it came to push, to shove, when they started investigating how that whole Rwanda thing went down, Barry Likonkedia, she who enabled that whole Rwanda thing to happen, and people right now, Tulelanda, they are still being prosecuted. Only that thing in church tike Rwanda kudia. So, ngamle mwana chikwangala. You are going to be a foundation of a criminal act that's going to happen in Zambia. To break it down to you, to me, in simple terms, ngamle mwana Bill 7 kwangala. Mukaisanga muri mwamoneni. If I bitatu akabenako, ilia Rwanda thing if you Rwanda kuria. It's 30, 40 years ago, but people are being taken to courts to explain. So nababe never technical committee. If it is a chitika Muzambia, maybe it will not be in 2026. Maybe it will not be in 2030. It could be 20 years from now. People will ask, how did Zambia get here? Bakesa bula listi. These are the people who enabled the criminality. They created the foundation for this criminality to happen in Zambia. Tapari abale mnyebefi because Muzambia tafia chitika. It has never happened in Zambia. We are just finding ourselves in a situation where but what people are not telling you is in countries where these things have happened, they follow them even 30 years. This can have an effect in the future. If that were maybe they'll be playing this video to say these people, they want these people. But these people, they went ahead and did it. Maybe we will not even be there to live to see the day when these people will be prosecuted for setting a foundation that is damaging to our Zambian democracy. They are willingly aiding and abetting a crime to manipulate the Zambian constitution. And this will have consequences. We are telling you here, mule mwana kwati, fia kuseka. Especially by youth mwevengi mwari kwa tomunguru. Ama brainy and you don't read and educate yourself to see how some of these countries, they have problems. Some of these countries who have problems, it started like this, a small group of people enabling a crime, creating a stage for a crime to be committed, to hijack an election. This is what is happening here. This is what, in simple terms, to be blunt, me, I don't have a problem of telling things how it is. Because nobody pays me. Tapaba undupira, lesa yo undipira, lesa yo want to mapano, I'm employed by God. So I am telling you people and warning you, to let me warning, I'm a technical committee. And you praising a mweba chitafionse tule mieva. You think if we are stupid, we have nothing to do. You don't know that God jale bombera muri ifwe to warn you some of these things. Limwe fintefo tafila chitika kulaba nani kani. There is a warning sign, and the warning sign has been said from all over. Catholic bishops, Law Association of Zambia, everyone is saying this Bill 7 is wrong. But the president is pushing it. He is pushing it. The president is pushing Bill 7. Amendments to Bill 7. We the people if it was the will of the people, we will be chanting here, please pass Bill 7. But the whole country is saying no. Now, Kumakaya over president is breaking laws and they are appointing people illegally to help him pass this Bill 7 so he can retain power. These people here, mark my words. If you can say chitika fika chitike Muzambia because Bapsha Bill 7, they will go and find these people to say what happened. I rest my case. I've spoken enough.
So, vamene mwakamba na voice note tamvera, it's illegal. Vaechechi valibe mpanvu yopasinga Bill 7 na bantu bao mu government. Once vamene vachita point swainekera kuchita agree kusaina I Bill 7. So, vamene vachita President HH siva mushe. He cannot force himself on us. We don't want Bill 7, Bill 13, any bill, cyber law, we don't want these bills. Even cyber law, I'm mentioning that cyber law because it's part of the bills that he has to consult the people of Zambia to agree if he has to pass it. So material by HH, cyber law, bill 7, bill 13, my diabolic laws ya mene ngumavika mumuraini kwamba mupasinge that wasn't cyber law azo ema bill 7. So ntokuchita age machief bonse bachief Chiburuma bachief Mumba bonse machief kuchipata kububemba murierere kunyamuka kwamba mumukashe HH kusaina za mabills, especially bill 7 iramupensa na shakwamba akukontrola bintu byonse amana nakabikewe bill 13 ni shumwe machiefs bonse mwinensana kuchita control marandi enu koko nkumuberere bachifi koko nankububemba nankuburozi nankubwira nankubutonga nankurikonse nkumuberere bachifi mwinensana shakwamba echi nga mwamwambira chintu chiri chonse urakusebenza bakuwa mbuba zanda kumusebenja bakuwa ero mbwapa bure mukwindo umwe nubachi machifi besu umwe ni mwiji kutwakajarwa emagina yesu byonse mwamureka wezu akainde ichirema HH uwina wisdom ya kwamba kambo wakakakareza kwamba mupe wisdom kujiba umwa kusungira charo chakwe Zambia emazambiani uswe tumazambiani nitwakajarwa muzambia urapa buremu bakuwa mbwazanda kwamba akusebenzawo akunanga marandi kuri umwe bachifu barakumunanga kambo mu marandi onse azari mu Zambia muri magodi muri mamakopa muri bintu binji le Zambia katupa byebyo mbyato kubikaho menso HH kwamba aka passing as a bill 7 aka pass first wakayambirire cyber iya kuyara miromo bantu yejo cyber katerere kwisaina wakagwerere kubujomwe mu machiefs yesu ebantu bonse ba muzambia nainga kubuja kwamba nai wakagwerere kwisaina ejo bill uswe ndisotwa kakukwerere kumwambira amusaine ba president yenji bill osati waro kusebenja insana shabu president ishabu 70 chimwa mupomwe mu machiefs emazambians bonse awa twakuterera voice note kwamba ati byonse mbyato kuchitabiri wrong taerere kubichita HH bonse babo mbwabika mu government mbwasara mbwareta kwamba bamuyavwe kupasinga eji bill barierere kwangwa bonse barierere kwangwa bonse batokuchita committee crimes batokuchita committee crimes taberere kuchita byebyo ba president ba HH babo chiberere kuchita focus kuchita create machito kwamba bantu bakusebenza kupa maraiti bantu kwanga konse koko kumishi mulierere kukwata maraiti konse koko kumishi mulierere kukwata hospital konse koko kumishi mulierere kukwata marodi mabotu bibintu bimwerere kwamba omwe machifi mukumubuja wezu HH kwamba ndiriri nishimukachitecheno charo cha Zambia kwamba chikakuboneka konse mukange ko marodi so byabyo mbyato kuchita mbibi yabita mwerere kumureka machifi muriere kunyamuka monso mwe machifi wa Muzambia muri kwetensana isha kumukacha HH kwamba ta passing maroaza muweze bantu benu bakoko nkumutokurulinga nankumumbwa kupitwe nankuchipata nankuri konse kumonze kuri konse murierere kunyamuka kwamba mumukashe echi nankumuchita impinch mumukushopa pa president mumukushopa bu president mulikwetensana akumukushopa bu president mumukushao echi daerere kupasingaza manjiaza nchalimbikira kwamba apasinge bill 7 bill 13 wakayambira saibalo bonse byabimbyaazanda kupasinga bibyabimbya birikwete buroji mumbibyo birikwete buroji kambo bireza against Mazambian people bireza against bantu ba Muzambia bajarwa Muzambia emikombo shakajikwa Muzambia nkutu ajarwa bonse bari tuishi na muntu ajarwa nankulikoko ba chief Mumba ba chief ba president chani kukukoko kuminji koko muriere kumukakira so ba echi siyani bamene muchita na bantu bano abo muzamangiwa bonse muzakamangiwa ba HH muzakamangiwa baneri muti bandani bonse bamene muchita interfere bantu simufuna bakavote mufuna tenga ma rights y'abantu bonse bamene muchita muzamangiwa tikuzani koni Bible ilamba let those who have ears hear. Let those who have ears hear what the Spirit of God is saying. God is against everything you are doing. You cannot be passing rules that will affect the Zambian people. Konse kubatonga koko machifi ya kubatonga. Kubarenje. Kubakambunda, kubakachokwe. Konse kukona ya Zambia ili yonse mubakakire mubakanire monse mukane uyo HH mufunika kumuchosapo si muntu wamushe iyayi si muntu wamushe nkambo president wamushe sapa singa malo yo kufaka bantu mu bondage sapa singa malo yakuti agweresa poverty mu Zambia purposely wakaichitiravo dhara yezvo poverty njareta muZambia mafamazi vakarima vatora mapopwe eninjo vatana kuvhora vatana kupuwa mari amuchitei create machito kwamba mateenagers vakusevenza tavazandi kuchita create nchito vundavo vyakwamba vyakusese kwamba vasevenza mbimu akasevenza usotu vantu ndiswa tuwerere kumwambira kwamba va president job well done but kuina mbimu achita viri vyonse I don't care na vantu vavo vatokumurumbatorya tumatoilet ndumwabhanga ututapangisensi mwinokamanija kuvikawo matoilet emenji kwamba vantu vakusevenza amana mutokurirumba wisdom yavo tiyezvo mwina wisdom anyway I'm not surprised kambo wisdom iravwa kurireza no matter how you can be educated no matter how much you can have science or know things but wisdom comes from God. The Bible says the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. And wisdom comes from God. Knowledge comes from God. Understanding comes from God. Compassion comes from God. Mwina compassion mumyozoshen monse ni muri momo government ya UPND. Kamboka kwamba inga kamutai secretly mwanga kuchita kupasinga maro kwamba arakachita affect Mazambi.
Are you there, Mama? Bachichi girl, go ahead. Bachichi girl. Daughter of King Jesus, are you okay? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Bella, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sound check, sound check. We're losing a sound. I don't know what happened. But Facebook, we are signing off. See you tomorrow. Can you hear me? Sound check by TikTok. Can you hear me?